All right, hey everyone. Today we're going to be checking out Astoria, Queens, New York. This is a neighborhood with rich history, remarkable diversity, and extremely vibrant culture. Now, we'll first start off with the history of Astoria, Queens, and that began as Hallett's Cove in the 17th century, named after its first European settlers. The area was later renamed to honor John Jacob Astor in hopes of attracting his investment. Though he only contributed a small amount and never actually visited, his name remained. In the 19th century, affluent New Yorkers built large homes here at Hallett's Cove and became Astoria Village, an enclave of grand residences and social activity. During the 19th and 20th centuries, successive waves of immigrants transformed Astoria. First came the Germans, then came the Italians, and by the post-World War II era, Astoria became the heart of New York City's Greek population. Now, at one time, Astoria, Queens housed the largest Greek population outside of Athens, if you can believe that. In any event, in recent decades, newcomers from countries such as Egypt, Ecuador, Korea, Colombia, Brazil, and even Bangladesh have now made Astoria one of New York City's most diverse communities. And on today's walking tour, we're going to be going all the way to the water to check out how much this neighborhood has changed. You're going to see so many new condominiums going up. You're going to see all original coffee shops, meat markets, delis, bodegas. It's a very, very interesting neighborhood, and I can't wait to show it to you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the corner of 31st Street and 30th Avenue, standing right outside of the New York City subway, where you can get the N and W trains. Now, it's quite easy to get to from Manhattan. I came from the one and only Grand Central Terminal, and I took the 6 train all the way to 59th Street and Lexington Avenue, where I transferred to the W train and took the W from 59th Street and Lexington right here to 31st Street. Only about 25 minutes too on the subway, not bad. You have some really great restaurants in Astoria as well. I'm forgetting the name of this Egyptian place that I really, really like. If I remember the name, I'll be sure to tell you, but it was one of the best seafood places I've ever been to in New York City. Very, very good. You're also going to have a lot of Colombian spots too. A lot of halal food as well, being that you do have an Egyptian population here. You'll be able to get some very good halal food. As we continue on our walk, you'll also notice that it's a very family-friendly neighborhood. Lots of young kids. Lots of very, very young families choose to settle down here in Astoria, Queens. And real estate and property developers in New York City have really taken notice to that, in which case they've been building condominiums with high bedroom counts, from 2 bedrooms all the way up to 4 bedrooms, to accommodate the influx of kids to the community. Here's an example right here. This is a brand new residential project coming up. 30 Astoria Property LLC is the owner. This is 2934 30th Avenue in Astoria, Queens. And check that out. Those are some pretty unique looking properties. Great outdoor space. All brand new, close to the train. But one of the main things I like about the outer boroughs is you really feel like you're in a community. Tons of mom and pop shops. You have local dollar stores. Sometimes in Manhattan, don't get me wrong, I really, really love Manhattan. But it just seems like corporate America has really sucked the charm out of most of it. Like, you don't really get a lot of these mom and pop shops in Manhattan as you do here in the outer boroughs. Particularly the diversity of choice. I mean, you have a Chinese place, a pizza place, you have great Greek diners, great Egyptian food, good Colombian food. This is now 29th Street. Have a school across the street. It's about 2:47 p.m. so you have a lot of kids just getting out of school. A little bit later on in the walk, I'm going to take you all inside a brand new development to check out a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom penthouse at the NuSun Vernon condominium development at 3055 Vernon Boulevard, right here in Astoria. It's a beautiful waterfront property, and you have these great views overlooking Manhattan. You can virtually see every single building, every notable building in Manhattan, from the Empire State Building, 270 Park Avenue, Chrysler Building, the MetLife Building, all of Billionaires Row. It's a very unique property. And they even have parking on site that you could purchase with your condo. Their license space is starting at $85,000 a space. We're now coming up to the corner of Crescent Street. I believe this is one of the new Mount Sinai Queens. Which, by the way, is very important to pay attention to. If you're moving into a community, it's important to know that you have good medical infrastructure within the community, just in case something happens. Here you can see some of the original Astoria buildings all along the side of 30th Avenue. And I want you to pay attention to them because you can see the juxtaposition between the old Astoria and the new Astoria as developers are coming in here and building these brand new luxury condominiums. Astoria City Deli. Maybe I'll try a bacon, egg, and cheese before I head back to the city. You'll notice a lot of scaffolding on our walk. Here's another example of brand new residential coming to the neighborhood, which is good because we are in an affordability crisis in the greater New York City area. So as you have more supply coming onto the market, that will satiate a lot of that demand, and over time hopefully bring some of the rents down. And even some of the prices for the condos. This is now 23rd Street. And if you were to head south, right along the waterfronts here, you'll run right into Long Island City. Many of these are two-family homes, or even three-family homes. I feel like many of them are going to be bought out, and depending on the zoning here, you could fit a lot more units. This is the Q18 bus to Maspeth, Queens. Way back in the day, I used to play soccer in Maspeth. And it was at this soccer field that had the most unbelievable view of Manhattan. We're gonna make a left on 14th Street. But all up and down 21st Street specifically, you could see a lot of these newer buildings going up, as you can see right here. Because, again, the juxtaposition, this is what the neighborhood used to look like. A lot of those low-rise, two-family row homes. And now a lot of them have been bought out, and developers are either building condos or rental units. Which in my view is good because it puts more supply on the market. And higher quality supply on the market. Here you can even see this one is for sale. It's a pretty quiet and residential neighborhood. I really like it. I think this is PS 171, I think? If I remember correctly. I haven't been over here in quite some time. We'll go ahead and make a left on 14th. Again, this is the Q18 bus. Okay, we're making a left on 14th Street. And we're going to go over to 30th Road, and then we're going to make another right. And this will take us down to the water. Here's another good example of that new development. This is kind of reminiscent of like a Zaha Hadid architecture, isn't it? I mean, seeing something like that in Astoria, never in a million years would you think you would see something like that. Quite the unique building. It's very reminiscent of the one on the High Line. Give you another look at some of the original homes here. And in just a few short blocks, we're going to be right on the waterfront. And you'll see these spectacular views of the city. Notice how quiet it is. And this is now 12th Street. And here you can see some of the new development in the distance. I have a prediction that just like Long Island City, you're going to start to see Astoria, Queens grow its own skyline. Even looking this way, you see brand new apartment buildings going up all over the place. All right, and just coming up to our left is the NuSun Vernon. It's at 3055 Vernon Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. It was brand new, built in 2025. It has 9 stories and 122 units. And we're going to go all the way up to the penthouse level, where we're going to be doing a complete walking tour of a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment with sweeping views of Midtown Manhattan. You even have the New York City water taxi right there. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and cross the street and head inside. I will see you all up there. And we're going to be checking out a beautiful 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment with pretty stunning and unique outdoor space. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring you across the water is because you have these spectacular views of Midtown Manhattan and really all of Lower Manhattan seeing into Brooklyn. But before we get to the views, I'll quickly orient us here, and we'll go room by room and explaining the layout. So you have your main entrance here. This is the foyer entrance. To your right, you have this open concept living room and kitchen. One of the nice things to point out is this is one of the last developments where they gained special approval for gas. As you know, in New York City, you are no longer allowed to build new development with gas. It has to be all electric, so that is a huge plus for this new development. You have a very, very spacious island. So as you're preparing your meals, you're cooking, you have a lot of counter space, which, believe it or not, can be very, very rare for New York City. So I think they perfected the layout here. All of your appliances are going to be tucked away behind the millwork. So your dishwasher is right here. You have all Bosch appliance packages. And you're overlooking the living room all the way out to Midtown Manhattan. Double door refrigerator, as well as your pull-out freezer. And you also have a lot of cabinet space as well. All cabinets lined up next to the oven. You have your microwave right here, perfectly placed because you have your vent right above the range. And you even have this window right in the kitchen to let in even more light. This is looking northbound, overlooking Queens, and even a little bit of water views. We'll now transition from the kitchen here, and we'll check out the living room, where you're looking directly at the water. It's very, very peaceful, and keep in mind, you are facing eastbound, so you're going to get, or westbound, so you're going to get beautiful sunsets at night overlooking Midtown Manhattan. And if I zoom in, you could see every single building on New York City's Billionaires Row, including 220 Central Park South, Central Park Tower, 157, the Steinway Tower, 53 West 53rd Street, and 432 Park Avenue, as well as Empire State Building views. So as the sun is setting and the city lights come on, it's going to be very, very spectacular. I think it flows quite well. So we'll now take a look at the first of two outdoor spaces in the apartment. You have this really nice patio if you want to have a cup of coffee in the morning, or maybe even eat a light lunch overlooking that beautiful view. And upstairs is where you have the finale, the best for last, where you have this unbelievable wraparound rooftop overlooking the city. This angle is overlooking Queens, and you even get a little piece of the bridge. And now we will go ahead and check out the bedrooms. You do have washer dryer in unit, which is great. That is a huge plus for New York City. And right as you come off the foyer, you have a coat closet. I'll quickly go ahead and open these for you because it is very generous size. And then here you have your washer dryer, the appliance set by Bosch. And now we'll check out the first of three bedrooms. This is the smallest of the three. Currently it's staged as a child's room, which honestly is not a bad size. If you're a young family, a new family, to be able to have a dedicated children's room or a nursery with a closet and great views. Pretty solid layout. Again, all of those exposures overlooking Manhattan. For some perspective, I'll get some shots panning up to the ceiling. And notice how you get a lot of light in here too. This is the first of 3 bathrooms. This is an off-suite, so it could also double as a powder room. So if you have guests over, they don't have to actually go into the bedrooms. You have a deep soaking tub here, which is great, especially if you have little kids. And another thing I want to point out is the tiling on the wall. It's almost like this cream color, which adds really nice perspective, really brightens up the space and makes it quite homey. I really like those neutral colors. This is now bedroom number 2, which is currently set up as an office. Again, you have those perfectly centered views overlooking the East River and into Manhattan. And this has an ensuite bath, which is great. Again, zooming all the way in on those views. And from here, you could even see the 59th Street Bridge. And as you look down to the street, the city has really been getting a little bit better for cycling. So you have these dedicated bike paths, which are great. So if you're a cyclist, if you're a big runner, you could utilize the park. Pretty good size on the bedroom too. Again, this is staged as an office, but you could definitely fit a queen-size bed in here for sure. You have your closet right off the entryway. And then here is your ensuite bath and your walk-in shower. And it is a very, very nice size. I really like the layout here. Again, you have this almost like a cream backsplash and tiling on the walls, which is quite nice. You have some built-ins to put some soap and some shampoo. And then your vanity. Since these bathrooms don't have a window, I'm really, really pleased that they decided to go with more of a lighter tone. I feel like if they went with, you know, a dark granite or something like that, the bathroom would look very, very small. I mean, let me know what you guys think, but I really do like the choice of tiling in the bathroom. One more look at those views, and now we will check out the primary, which is the last of the 3 bedrooms. Right as you come in, more than enough space for a king-size bed. And of course, you have these great picture-perfect views of Manhattan right from your bedroom. And dead centered on Central Park Tower. Steinway Building, 53 West 53rd Street, 1 Vanderbilt, 270 Park Avenue, and you could see a little slice of the Empire State Building in between the MetLife building. This would just be a spectacular place to watch a sunset right from the primary. And you're overlooking the water, which really makes it for a more relaxing view. We'll get some perspective on the depth of the space as you close that door behind you. I would probably mount a TV on the wall. I wouldn't put a dresser here though, because you have a very, very impressively sized walk-in closet. I mean, wait till you see the size of this walk-in. This is totally ready for you to build out. It's almost like a room in itself. I mean, I would put built-ins all the way up to the ceiling in here. I'll enter it just so you can get some perspective. I mean, this is a very, very generous size walk-in closet. It is huge. Again, just have a company come and build it out with built-ins and hangers. And then in which case you'll be able to maximize even more of your space in the primary. So it's a very good layout. Very, very good layout. Now, we will check out the primary suite. You have a double sink vanity here. I like the lightness of the wood. I'm glad they didn't go with the dark tone. And as we close the door behind us, the bathroom does feel quite cozy. You have the option of a standing shower and tub to the right. Again, I'll quickly zoom in on the color of the backsplash, which makes it very warm. But you also have the option of the freestanding shower to the other side of the primary, which is quite nice. So you have your drain, all the nice tiling on the floor. And if I step in here, it's a decent size. You know, and I'm 6 foot tall, and it definitely feels quite spacious in here. You have your built-ins for your soap and your shampoo. Kohler finishes, chrome finishes, and give you a little bit of perspective on the depth in here. As I've said in prior videos, it is quite rare to have a window in bathrooms in New York City. So the developers have to do a really good job with making the space feel open and airy and inviting, or else the bathrooms can feel a little bit dark. And I think they did a fantastic job here. So we'll now go back down the corridor. We passed all 3 bedrooms. We're back to our foyer landing, overlooking the kitchen. One more shot of that living room. It's really, really inviting, and it lets in a ton of light. And now I'll take you all to the rooftop terrace, which I believe is the highlight of the apartment. I like the lighter tones of the millwork as well. I think it goes well with that kind of white marble backsplash. And now we'll head up to the roof. Wait until you guys see this. I mean, this is really the star of the show. Could you imagine coming up here in the summer, enjoying all these views? I mean, this is just breathtaking views of Manhattan. And this is only part 1 of your outdoor space. You can put maybe a mini fire pit up here. I would put almost like Calusia plants around here to make it a little bit more private. If it were me, I honestly would even put a cold plunge or a sauna here. At one of the other projects I was working on in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, we put a sauna and a cold plunge on the roof. Here you're looking at the Empire State Building, again, all along the water. And now we'll walk around to the other side, where you have even more space. In a city like New York, outdoor space is very coveted. You even have a dining room table here. You could sit down, have a nice meal in the summer, and take in those breathtaking views of Manhattan. And from this side, we could even see the spire of the World Trade Center, everyone. Look at that. And this way you're overlooking Queens and bridge views. Let me know what you guys think of this one. This is a very unique, brand new development. I think the layout is great. I think the views are unmatched. And it makes for a nice entertaining space up here. We'll now head back down into the kitchen and living room. And I'll meet you downstairs to check out some of the amenities in the building. They do offer parking that is available for $85,000 per space. I'll see you all down there. Okay, and the second floor comes fully kitted with a fitness room that wraps around to a public common area, which is a terrace, which is quite lovely. And then catty-cornered behind this wall, you have a little bit of a yoga place where you could roll out your mats. You have some free weights. And if we venture outside, this terrace will wrap around to the other common spaces. Which is the amenity lounge. You can come in here, get some work done, maybe even have a meeting, particularly if you're working remote. It's very quiet, so it's perfect for taking calls. And through here, you even have sort of like a WeWork setup where you have individualized phone booths for conferencing. A full kitchen, and even a TV. And again, the outdoor space is pretty big. Tables and chairs set up here. On the other floors, you have barbecue grills. And it's brand new, so a lot of this equipment has never been used. Very little wear and tear. And you have a restroom right off of the main amenity package, so you don't have to go back to your apartment if you choose to get some work done here. The fixtures and the finishes here are solid. And again, all right, what did you think? It's pretty solid, very unique product. I really, really like it. And one of the things I like most about it is it's pretty quiet. Right, you don't really hear any of the street noise. while you're inside, and you have great views overlooking the East River and all of Manhattan. I'll kind of take you right on Vernon Boulevard here so you could see the water a little bit further up close and the overall facade of the building. And as I mentioned as we were doing the tour, you do have the availability to purchase parking in your unit. The penthouse, you could purchase up to 2 spaces at $85,000 per space. And I believe the sponsor is running some pretty great promotions as well. So if you're interested, reach out and check out the NuSun development for yourself. Great bike path here. And look at that, beautiful waterfront overlooking the city. You can see Central Park Tower right here, 157 Steinway Tower, 432 Park Avenue. That's my prediction. I think you're going to have Astoria, Queens become quite a bit redeveloped here. And if you want to commute to the city and you don't want to walk all the way to the subway, that's fine too, because you can just take the New York City water taxi and enjoy some pretty incredible views. I mean, look at the Empire State Building, 270 Park Avenue, 1 Vanderbilt. I really, really enjoy it here. And we'll do one more look back at the condo. That's the penthouse we toured. And the further away we get from it, you'll even be able to see the 59th Street Bridge. And now we have the spire of the World Trade Center. As well as the skyline of Long Island City. This is the ferry. Really convenient. Again, look at Billionaires Row from here.
We are running out of the benefits. Oh yeah, the water scene is a great refreshment, right?
And here you have the New York City ferry schedule. This is the Astoria weekend schedule. And you'll also have the different routes, but you can download the application too. But it goes from Long Island City, Queens to Astoria to East 90th Street, 34th Street, Midtown East. Alright everyone, if you enjoyed that walking tour of Astoria, Queens, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and as always, we will see you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.